Good morning, good day to all students, especially in this subject matter, specialized crime investigation 2 with simulation on interview and interrogation techniques. So I hope that everybody, wherever you are at this very moment, is safe and sound, away from any untoward problems and incidents. So, welcome to the subject matter. But as I welcome you, uh, uh, never forget that before you enter my class, whether virtual, online, flexible, or face-to-face, never forget uh, to always use the principle of Sancho. Sancho said, know your enemy and yourself, because if you know only yourself or your enemy, then you are a fool who will meet defeat in every battle. So I know for the fact that this is a new setting to all of us. You are new to me, and I am also new to you. But I tell you, no, the most important is you were able to adjust. No, I do not like you to use this course, this subject, or even this institution as your playground. So I hope you are now second year, you have adjusted your person. No, I hope from now on you should act like one. You act like a criminology student and do not act as a midwifery or an HRM student. Okay? Because I would like to tell you, criminology as a course is not just. Criminology as a course is not an easy one. You have to exert physical, spiritual, and mental efforts at all costs if you want to survive this course. No? Remember, in the just concluded board examination held on December of 2021, the passing rate is only almost 35%. And in our institution, if in our institution, our campus, the result of the exam is not that satisfying. So therefore, you are the hope of the institution. So with that, do not be a casualty. Do not be a problem of the institution. So with that, as early as possible in this stage that you are all second years, do your best, be the best, and study smart. No? I don't like to see students relaxing. I do not like to see students who are cool, but in fact, they do not know nothing. So I know that you are still starting in this course, but do not lose your guard. Do not have overconfidence. But always remember, be guided from your instructors in our college. Be guided. No? You listen, you abide with rules and regulations, because wait until you become, and little knowledge is dangerous. Hanggat hindi kayo pumapasa sa board exam, wala kang may pagmamalaki sa iyong sarili. Abogado man, your father may be the lawyer, or your father may be the mayor of Alfonso Lista. But remember this, you are not the mayor, it is your father. No? So wag maging mayabang. Hindi pwede ang mayabang at relaxed na tao sa criminology as a course. No? So remember this, the success of your parents is not your success, but your success is the success of your parents. Always remember that. This is the first time that you will meet me, so therefore you should know that I do not like students who are not disciplined. Do not act like an elementary or high school students, but act like a criminology students. You need to prepare your physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of your life. No? Then at the end of the day, if you act like one, then I assure you, your success in the future, especially in tapping and passing the board examination. Because if you will not pass the board examination, then you are nothing. You are nothing but a loser. A loser. No? So always remember that. You are not here to play. Ah, Hindi porket we are virtual or online or whatsoever, you are relaxed. But rather, you should always be open for adjustment, and you should always be open out from your comfort zones and adapt new developments, especially in the improvement of your academics as far as criminology is concerned. So while we are in this kind of setting, I am giving this warning to everybody. Do not lose your control and most especially your discipline. I hope you have started developing yourself as a criminology student. No? Remember that. Gaano ka man kaganda, gaano ka man kagwapo, or kung sino ka man. If you do not know nothing about criminology, then remember this, you should not be here. Okay? Then this is the most important reminder to everybody. I have two rules in my class. Rule number one, your instructor is always right. Wait until you become. Rule number two, if you think that your instructor is wrong, then refer to rule number one. Two rules only. And if you follow this, then at the end of the day, you will be successful. Unahin ang paghihirap, unahin ang sakripisyo, at mahuhuli ang ganacity and imasness. Huwag niyong unahin ang ganacity, huwag niyong unahin ang imasness because mahuhuli ang paghihirap at pagsisisi. Do not forget that. Matatanda na kayo. You're not already children. You're not even a child. So please, you act like one. Because you are here to become professional criminologist if you will pass the board exam. Yan lang naman ang pinaghahandaan natin. Bakit tayo lahat andito para paghandaan ang inyong mga kinabukasan sa pamamagitan ng pagpasa sa board examination. Yon ang dapat target ninyo. And that is our purpose of existence, all of us. Okay? So let us help one another. No? Let us help one another. Okay? So with that, do not forget my reminders as far as this course is concerned. No? Discipline is my number one consideration. I do not want disrespectful students to think who they are, kahit sino ka man. No? Again, I am your instructor. Mr. Criminologist Neil Bryan H. Outgallant, no, a registered criminologist and ready to serve uh, you at all costs. Remember that. Uh, be disciplined. No? If your heart is not for criminology, then you are free to do the necessary thing. Baka ang puso mo at isip mo is para sa camp, para sa agriculture, para sa SRM, so be it. Huwag mong lokohin ang iyong sarili. But to all of you, under the subject matter, prepare for many challenges before we end this semester. Okay? So with that, again, welcome, and let us start uh, the subject matter. All right? Okay. So with that, let us proceed. So always remember that in your course criminology, there are three uh, similar, no, and connected uh, types of investigation subject, no, that is CDI1, CDI2, and CDI3. No, ang CDI1 ninyo is the fundamentals of criminal investigation that you have already finished. Second is the one that is you enrolled it now, which is SCI1, no, specialized crime investigation 1. Then your subject under my command, which is specialized crime investigation 2. Okay, so these three are connected with each other. So with that, no, for you to further understand and finish the subject, you have to connect SCI2 to SCI1, then to fundamentals of criminal investigation. So with that, let us go directly. And in connection to the subject matter, what is a specialized crime investigation anyway? So specialized crime from the word is special. And special may be understood as is specific. So when you treat something as special, you give specific actions. You give specific approaches. No? So, ganun ang pag binibigyan natin ng special ang isang banda, isang bagay, isang tao. So, ganun din. When we give special or specific approaches to the investigation of a specific crime, then we call it a specialized crime investigation. It is specialized because there are specific modern up-to-date procedures that is applicable to that specific crime. So example, yung rape case, meron siyang specific investigative procedure na applicable lang sa rape case. Meron ding mga specific procedures, techniques, instruments that are only applicable in the investigation of murder cases. Kaya siya naging specialized. No? Di ba? Pag ikaw ay kumuha ng specialty as a medical doctor, ang specialty mo is panggagamot sa mata, then I may call you as a specialized medical doctor. Specialized because you are expert in the treating, no, eye problems. No? So I hope you have simply understand the very bottom of what is a specialized crime. Bakit tinawag na specialized crime? So for you to further understand, no, what is a specialized crime investigation, if you see that, no, a specialized crime investigation is the actual inquiry of a specific crime in defined and penalized by a specific criminal law or a special penal law applying specific investigative techniques depending on the nature and elements of the involved crime. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Ang criminal law natin, ang pinaka number one na source is the revised penal code. Diyan. Example, yung murder na kaso, makikita mo yan sa revised penal code. At kung anong krimen na hindi na sasaad sa revised penal code, makikita mo yan sa special penal laws. Okay? Katulad ng what is that? Bouncing of check. Yan. Bouncing of check. Yan ay isang klase ng estafa or swindling. Ano yung bouncing of check? You issued a check na wala palang laman to pay your debt. So, nung pinunta sa bangko, walang laman, then that is bouncing. That is panloloko. At wala yan sa RPC. Yan ay nasasaad sa BP 22. That is a special penal law. At ang mga special penal laws, they are mostly created by Congress. These are legislated laws or issued by the president. Just like executive order, batas pambansa, or presidential decrees during the time of Marcos. Then yung batas pambansa, that is also a legislated law, no? So yung batas pambansa bilang 22, that is the anti-bouncing of check law that punishes the issuance of check that have no sufficient fund for that purpose. Okay? So again, specialized crime investigation is the actual inquiry of a specific crime defined and penalized by specific criminal law or a special penal law, applying specific investigative techniques depending on the nature and elements of the crime involved. So sabi ko kanina, iba yung approach mo sa crime of murder, iba ang approach natin sa crime of rape, iba yung approach natin sa crime of robbery or theft, terrorism, or any other crimes. So that's why it is called a specialized crime investigation. Okay? So do not forget that. No? At saka remember this, bakit merong crime? No? Because there is a law. There is a criminal law. No? Meron tayong legal maxim. No? This is a Latin maxim that says, nullum crimen nulla poena sine lege. Nullum crimen nulla poena sine lege. That states that there is no law, there is no crime if there is no law punishing it. No? So do not forget that. Nullum crimen nulla poena sine lege. There is no crime if there is no law punishing it. Okay? Another topic that you should remember is this one. No? Yeah. What is the scope of the subject matter, SCI2? So, ang binabanggit nito is yung SCI2 mismo na subject ninyo. SCI2. What is all about SCI2 as your subject matter? So, yung binanggit natin kanina is the general perspective. So, SCI2 or Specialized Crime Investigation 2, its scope includes the specific procedures of investigating a specific crime, aside from crime scene investigation, and put emphasis on how to properly obtain significant information as the key tool in any crime investigation. Remember this, no? That in SCI2 as your subject matter, no? You will investigate specific crimes, no? That mostly have crime scene, or these crimes mostly needs physical evidence and apply forensic sciences. So mostly in SCI2, no, you will understand and know the proper procedures in the conduct of crime scene investigation. So mostly dyan ang focus ng SCI 1. So dito naman sa SCI 2, we will take into consideration the part of investigation where information must be obtained. No? And remember this, that information is the number one and the key tool of any criminal investigation. Aside from the products of instrumentation. Kasi yung instrumentation, kasi di ba, we have 3 eyes of investigation. Information, interview and interrogation, then instrumentation. Yung instrumentation, dyan papasok ang forensic sciences. At iyan yung common na ginagamit when you conduct crime scene investigation to obtain, collect physical evidence. Physical evidence. There are 3 kinds of physical evidence. Corpus delicti evidence, associative evidence, then tracing evidence. Do not forget that. So remember this, that in any investigation, kulang ang physical evidence. Kailangan itong ma-collaborate ng other evidence such as testimonial evidence. Then remember this, whatever information na ginagather natin, pwedeng mag-fall yan as testimonial evidence. No? So in this subject matter SCI2, we will complete the whole process of any specialized investigation whereby aside from physical evidence, we have also to do the proper procedures in order to obtain information. And remember this, the common and tested and primary tools or methods of collecting information is the use of interview, or interrogation. No? Aside from intelligence, kasi we can also obtain information with the use of intelligence operations. No? So commonly, with the use of interview, with the use of interrogation, we can obtain information, and that information will be used as evidence, such as we can use that as a testimonial evidence in the court of law. No? So yan yung punto niya. So pag pinagsama mo, ang physical evidence and testimonial evidence, then you will have a concrete lead. You have a concrete evidence now to provide for the conviction and to prove the guilt of the offender or suspect or accused. Okay? So I hope nakikita nyo that in SCI2, no, we will tackle procedures as provided by law on how information is being obtained, especially during follow-up investigation, on how information is being obtained, on how information is being important in any criminal investigation. No? So remember this, information as the key tool in any crime investigation is primarily obtained through interview and interrogation, among others. So yan yung side ng SCI2. No? Applying the proper procedures to obtain information. No? And remember that information plays a vital role in the solution of a crime. No? Aside from physical evidence. Okay? So ano ang physical evidence? May proseso ito. Paano kinukuha ang physical evidence? Commonly, pinaprocess ang crime scene. Gumagamit ng forensic science. While in SCI2, we give also emphasis on the procedures during any specialized investigation on how to obtain information properly and how to use it and how to treat it as evidence. And we treat information in a general sense as testimonial evidence that we can use in order to provide evidence of guilt over and against a suspect. Okay? So, pag pinagsama mo ang SCI1 at saka SCI2, then you have a complete view on the whole process of any specialized crime investigation. Okay, so with that, if you did not understand anything, then that is a problem on your part. Huh? Okay. The next issue that you should remember now is uh, so therefore, no, for us to start the subject matter, I hope you have to review in your head, no, in your coconut shell, the basics of fundamentals of criminal investigation to connect it with SCI2, which is your subject. What are those? You have to understand the concept, the historical development, you should know that, the nature of investigation, phases of investigation, no? Diba? Need to know about an investigator and the tools of investigation, no? Ano yung mga tools of investigation? We have information, interview or interrogation, then lastly is instrumentation. Those are the 3 I's of investigation. Then furthermore, uh, you should also include uh, a CI1, no, which is you have this subject right now, and a CI2 as subject matters in connection to the specific investigation of crime, no. A CI2 put emphasis on the proper procedures in handling a CI1, I should say, put emphasis on the proper procedure in handling SOCO and the use of forensic science as tools in criminal investigation. SCI1 yan. Okay? Then, with that, I would like you to memorize these terms, no, to ponder. These are selected significant terms that you should memorize and understand and present it uh, on Friday, no? Uh, on Friday, that is February 18, no? During your schedules, no? Meron naman kayong schedules, no? So memorize this blindfolded, and I will just ask what term that you should define. Okay, but you have to memorize all of this what I presented to you. Okay, and this will be your first activity. Okay, so memorize what is a specialized crime investigation, a special study of modern techniques in the investigation of serious and specific crimes defined and punishable by criminal laws. Then also, no, the specialized crime investigation deals with the inquiry of major crimes based on the application of a special investigative technique. So dalawang definition na may memorize niyan sa specialized crime investigation. The next term is investigation. Investigation, this is the general term. What is investigation? An inquiry, judicial or otherwise, for the discovery and collection of facts concerning the matter or matters involved. Then it is also the process of inquiring, eliciting, soliciting, and getting vital information, facts, circumstances, in order to establish the truth. And remember this, truth is truth. Truth is constant. Truth is consistent. And you will never change the truth. No? Fact, no, F-A-C-T, or fact can be altered. No? So when you plant evidence, then you will see, oh, that is illegal possession, but you have planted it. But that is a fact because of evidence. But the truth will never be altered that you are not the one who committed it. The truth will not be altered that you are the one who committed it. But what is being altered that will mislead investigation and uh, lead to injustices is uh, because of alteration, fabrication of facts. Okay. Then the next in term that you will memorize and present is the term criminal investigation. Criminal investigation, it is the collection of facts in order to accomplish the threefold aims: to identify the guilty party, to locate the guilty party, and to provide evidence of his guilt. Okay, that is the third term. The fourth term is uh, criminal investigator. Importante yan. No? Criminal investigator, a public safety officer, is tasked to conduct the investigation of all criminal cases as provided for and embodied under the RPC and the special laws which are criminal in nature. A well-trained, disciplined, and experienced professional in the field of criminal investigation duties and responsibilities. So please memorize that. Next is evidence. That is important because when we conduct investigation, at the end of the day, we have to present evidence. So what is evidence? As provided by law, evidence is the main sanction by the rules of court of ascertaining in a judicial proceeding the truth respecting a matter of fact. These include, but are not limited to, documentary, testimonial, electronic, object evidence, or physical evidence gathered in the course of investigation. Okay, memorize that. Next is the term suspect or suspect. Maraming synonymous terms ang suspect, no? Offender, felon, yeah, uh, felon, offender, uh, culprit, perpetrator, yeah. So, apat na nabanggit ko. Offender, felon, perpetrator, culprit. Yeah. Okay? Hmm. So suspect is an individual who is or are appointed to be by the victims and witnesses to have had committed the crime in issue. Subject person is not considered as a criminal unless otherwise his conviction is pronounced in the court. The next term is the term victim. That is the most easiest definition. Victim is the aggrieved party, the offended party. Yeah. But remember this, that in criminal cases, the victim is the people of the Philippines. The plaintiff is the people of the Philippines. But specifically, the victim is the private offended party, the aggrieved party. Okay? The one that is affected by the crime. Next term that you have to remember is the term crime. Now, crime in legal sense, an act committed or omitted in violation of any penal law forbidding or commanding it. Committed or omitted. So, nung committed, sabi ng batas, bawal, forbid, bawal lang pumatay, pero pumatay ka, then that is committed. Sabi ng batas, it commands you to pay your taxes, but you did not pay your taxes, that is omission, you have omitted a crime. Okay, so do not forget that. Next is criminal law, no? Criminal law. That is the basis of the definition of a crime. Nullum crimen nulla poena sine lege. There is no crime if there is no law punishing it. And if there is a criminal law, punishing an act, then there is the crime. So criminal law is the branch or division of law which defines, no, which defines crimes, traits of the nature, and provides for the punishment. Yung traits na yan, may mga elements ang isang crime. Okay? Then criminal procedure. Okay? Criminal procedure is the series of processes by which the criminal laws are enforced and by which the state prosecutes who violate the penal law. Then another definition, it regulates the steps by which one who committed the crime is to be punished. So itong criminal procedure is under the rule of court. This is a law. This is a procedure. Example, paano mag-aresto? When to conduct an arrest? Yan. Nasa criminal procedure yan. When to conduct a lawful arrest? The answer is when there is a valid warrant of arrest. When to say that there is a valid warrant of arrest? When there is the signature affixed in that warrant of arrest by the issuing judge. No? So lahat na nandiyan. Anong gagawin mo pag inaresto mo yung tao? Yan, makikita mo lahat yan sa criminal procedure. Yan, at important yung mga yan. Remember this, pag ikaw ay isang investigator, ikaw ay nasukluban. You are bound to follow procedures. Once you did not follow that, then it will destroy the whole process. Okay? Remember this, it is better to free the innocent than to convict the guilty. It is better to free the innocent than to convict the guilty. There is no much painful than to convict the innocent. There is no much painful than to free the guilty. Do not forget that. Do not forget that. Then, number 11 term, interview. Yeah, do not forget that. That is the two techniques that we will use to gather information. Interview, that is the questioning of a person believed to possess knowledge that is in official interest to the investigator. Then also another definition, a non-accusatory question and answer session with a suspect, a victim, or witness. And the last term that you should remember is the term interrogation. Mas mataas na level ang interrogation. No? Sa interview that is formal, informal. Then interrogation that is formal. No? Because you have to observe several procedures during interrogation. No? Under the law. So interrogation, what is interrogation? That is the questioning of a person suspected or having committed an offense, or a person who is reluctant. Ano ang reluctant? Isang tao na ayaw magbigay ng information. Ayaw niya. Hindi siya kusang nagbibigay, pero alam mo na may alam siya. Then you can subject him to interrogation. Okay? Then another definition, it is the process to elicit the truth from a person whom the investigator believes to be either guilty of fraud or has lied during interview. Yan. So sabi ko nga, during interview, pag nakita mo, naramdaman mo with your discretion na itong taong ito, meron siyang alam or may kinalaman, then you can subject him to interrogation following existing rules and procedure. So yan, so do not forget, that ends my discussion for that matter. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's end the first part. And do not forget those terms, memorize them and understand, because pag naintindihan mo yan, that is your passport to more understand the subject matter. So with that, thank you and good day, and see you next time. Be prepared and see you next time. Okay? Be disciplined.